start that over. It didn't record.
Okay.
Hi and welcome back to Johnson Branch Farm. My name is Rachel and this is...
I'm Aaron.
Aaron. And we are out here. I have to like hold it way up here to get your face in it. We're out here at the garden. It's been a while since we updated you on it and showed you around. We are at the end of June, so things are really starting to take off here in North Georgia. The tomatoes are starting to set their first fruits. The squash and zucchinis are starting to set theirs, so it's a pretty exciting time. I think it's pretty exciting. He, on the other hand, I don't know what he thinks about it.
I think it's very exciting.
You do?
Yeah, just not in the middle of the day like right now. It's really exciting like in the morning, in the evening.
Yeah, well...
We're right here in the midday, so I'm not real excited.
And it's only like 80 degrees. It could be worse.
It's hot.
But in my defense, I've been trying to get you out here all day. And
It's been a busy day. We've had a lot going on, for sure.
And when he gets home, he gets to go assemble some patio furniture. So, where do you want to start?
Farm tour, bamboo posts.
I like them.
I like them as well. We just had a disagreement on the bamboo posts versus... I like it now that it's done, but I was not real excited about it beforehand.
Aaron's more of the, I'll just go buy it.
No.
Yeah. You want to go buy posts.
No, we have posts.
Not enough posts.
Oh, we have all kinds of posts.
Yeah, bamboo.
No.
It goes wild.
I wanted to do the weave. You wanted to do individual stakes.
And I hate the Florida weave. I absolutely cannot stand it. It's very hard to harvest, very hard to prune, and I think, plus the airflow doesn't go through it as well, which leads to blight. And
we had no blight last year.
Towards the end we did start having blight. It just didn't matter at that point.
I'm still a little bitter about the bamboo. I'm trying not to be, but...
Does the Florida boy in you want the Florida weave?
No,
was that what it was?
That was totally not it at all. I was not. I like the T-post because we already had T-posts. And I like the weave because it's a pretty simple process. And like I said, we already had T-post and the string. And she wanted bamboo, and I'm like, man, that's like a 4-step process.
Well, I just wanted posts, but bamboo was the economical, budget-friendly way to go, because it was literally free.
Sure. But we have 50 tomato plants, so that was a lot of bamboo.
Is that what you counted?
Yeah, there's 50.
I don't feel like that's a problem. Look how happy they are up against their bamboo.
Don't judge me on the different levels of the bamboo and the weaviness of them. Don't judge me. That's,
He was in a hurry.
I had to put them where she planted them.
Oh.
The height difference is just...
I gotcha. Blame it on me.
I didn't go through there and knock the tops off. So don't judge my craftsmanship on the weaviness of the bamboo.
But look, they're happy. They got little tomatoes on them already. All right. Then there's that thing over there.
That thing's grown like 3 times the size in a day.
This thing is like insane. And I think it's only 4 plants, if I remember right.
What is it?
It's a Kajari melon.
What the heck is that?
They taste like cantaloupe is what I'm told. But they grow really well, obviously.
Interesting.
And we've struggled with cantaloupe and watermelon, so I thought this would be a good one to try. And it's certainly growing. No problems there. And it's putting off little melons. They're really kind of cute. This is just, note to self though, babe, next year we got to plant less of them. Like, look, it's taking over.
I think we just give it its own spot and just full send it.
Let it just grow and crawl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably what it needs. Well, I had planned on doing an arch trellis here, hoping it would like grow up and over. I don't think that would have worked either.
No.
I don't think it would have. I think it would have been more of a mess than it is now.
Probably.
So we had to adapt. Aaron had to fix my mistake. They're gonna be good. The kids are gonna love them.
I hope so.
You're gonna love them. You like melons?
Usually when I want cantaloupe, I get cantaloupe. I can't even pronounce what the heck that thing is.
Kajari. We got peppers are coming in. They're gonna take a little while, I think, before they really. That one's looking good. Basil. I planted basil next to the tomatoes so that they said that they go well together. They're a good companion plant. They kind of keep the pests off the tomatoes and help with soil improvement. Oh well, we'll find out. They taste good together anyway. Alright, here's my cucumbers. Again, ooh, that's back. I had planned on arch trellising all of this, and that didn't work out. But I like this, actually, instead. And I've just been kind of weaving them up the string and the trellis, and I think it's working pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
They're starting to put off little cucumbers, so that's fun. And then they've got beans around them. These are purple, like a purple green bean. Like a green bean, but purple.
What's that guy?
Those big fluffy things on the end. Squash and zucchinis.
Okay.
I didn't plant a lot of them because we didn't eat too many of them. Like, we ate them more fresh than we did frozen. So those are just going to be kind of a fresh eating thing. He likes them fried. And these are patty pans. I don't know if I can get a good. Love it. Those are kind of fun. I don't know, I had the seeds. And then these are like a long neck yellow squash. Look, they're starting to put off. There's a little patty pan. They're cute. I think it said when they turn completely yellow, that's when they're ready. And then these are zucchinis. And I think, yeah, there's one that's ready to harvest. Back there.
Oh, yeah.
If you let that guy go, by tomorrow it'll be 3 times the size. And I think this one had.
There's a few more.
There's one down there. Oh, yeah. See them. That's good. Last year we struggled with these.
There's a few of them down there. Yeah, they didn't do real well in that spot.
But this year they're doing really good here. These are okra. I've had a hard time getting these to even germinate. I did a whole row. And then I replanted these and I got maybe 2 more. One's kind of struggling, but that's okay. These are popping up. Aaron likes him some pickled okra.
I like pickled okra. I like pickled about anything. Pickled and fried, I can.
Yeah. And this is calendula, which is a medicinal flower. They're really pretty.
I love flowers.
I think they just add character to the garden.
Wish my wildflower patch would have grew.
I know, that was kind of disappointing.
My failed attempt.
We planted a bunch where this like kind of square is, you can see. We planted a bunch of wildflowers, but they just, I think the grass and the weeds just overtook them.
I wouldn't really call it planting.
You threw seed out and wished it luck?
Pretty much.
Well, that's kind of what it all is anyway.
I'll do a little bit better job next year at planting flowers.
Yep, that's zinnia that's getting ready to bloom. Okay, this is my mess up right here. So these are called, this is called a kohlrabi, and it's kind of like I guess you'd say more like a cabbage. Not really sure what to compare it to, but they look really cool, and I hear they taste good. But I had this one and 2 other ones here, and they were covered in bugs. So I had like a neem oil spray I had made, and I was running low, so I decided to dump it on there. Well, I am pretty sure I burned it. Like, I think the oil and the hot sun, it just fried it. So I don't know if that's going to be good. It might be chicken food. I did the same thing over here on the cabbages. You can see where it got it, but they're doing good, actually, despite that. I kind of just planted these guys and wished them luck, but they're actually thriving. And then kale, I ripped some more kale out. I planted too much kale.
That's what it is.
I think I weeded, yeah, that guy. I think I weeded some of your onions.
Oh, you know what? I just might not have seen them to pull them. Oh, sure is more onions.
You know, I was weed eating and I had a...
You smelled them?
Mm-hmm. I know when I get too close and it starts smelling like...
Like an onion?
Uh-huh.
I just had missed them.
Let me take that guy, I don't know.
We'll just throw it in the woods.
I think the bear likes onions.
The bear likes corn.
I'm gonna check the trophy room and see what's in our raspberries.
Oh, yeah. They're getting destroyed. And then our broccoli is doing okay. It's getting too hot for it, but we have little heads on it. I'm going to go ahead and harvest these today. Got zinnias. I don't know what these varieties are, but I don't know. I was kind of disappointed because zinnias are so big and like, you know it when you see it. And those were like little baby ones. And then over here we've got some cauliflower. You're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly on this tour. But this one's looking pretty decent, so I'm going to go ahead and harvest that one. I'll probably come back tomorrow morning and do all this in the morning when it's cooler. These are all cauliflowers, but I just don't know that they're going to do anything. If anything, the goats like eating the leaves. Now, this was interesting because Lisa and I were talking about it. Our aunt works for an organic farm. And she was like, it's really weird that these kales have no sign of bug damage. Oh my gosh, you scared me.
You planted the bear?
Every time I hear a crash in the woods when I'm out here, I'm like, ah!
When we first rolled up, there was something in that bamboo back there.
Was there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were talking about it, and I said, I think the difference is that they're planted next to these leeks. And that is what is keeping the bugs away, because leeks act as a bug deterrent. So these guys are doing pretty good. And they're getting close to harvest. Even you can see like these cauliflowers over here don't look as bug damaged. Same with that kale as these guys do. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's looking good. I was gonna rip all this out because the cilantro got away, but I noticed the Japanese beetles were hanging out in here. So I think it's like kind of keeping them away from the other stuff. Oh look, I missed a few scapes in our garlic. There's some. Or that, or they just hadn't put off their scapes when I came through.
You gonna pick them off?
Yeah.
You want them?
Yeah, I'll keep them. There's one over there too. Right there. That's funny. I have got to get in here and weed. Man, it feels good out. For being the middle of the day in June, it feels pretty awesome with that breeze.
When you're not going, it's not real pleasant.
Mm-mm. And then over here, this is where we should have planted the Kajari melons. This used to be our compost pile.
Like, I thought you were going to put all that and all that like in one big spot and just let it do its thing.
I know, and I was, but then I thought, I had saw this other YouTuber that puts those on an arch trellis. But now after I see it, I'm like, I don't know how that even works. Like,
Arch trellis?
well, with those things, like I know how an arch trellis works, but those on an arch trellis would be like, you wouldn't be able to walk through it.
Well, those are pretty chaotic. Those aren't so bad.
Those aren't bad. No, those just will stay bushy. They don't vine out. These all vine out, I think, but they don't really look like they are. These are just like some winter squashes. Like an acorn squash. See it down there. And then our sweet potato slips are doing so good.
That's what these guys are?
These little ones right here, yeah.
Vine?
Yeah. So they're going to just kind of take over this little patch that didn't really
Is that watermelon?
grow. That's watermelon. Yeah, we got a couple watermelons in here. And then these are like a honey cantaloupe kind of a deal. I think these are an actual cantaloupe. And then I've got butternut squash right there. Which Mike was like, you didn't plant any spaghetti squash? I didn't even think about that, but we don't really eat spaghetti squash. And I can't tell if this is a flower I planted or a weed. Yeah, these are gonna you gotta be careful when you're mowing now though. Cause
I don't like that.
or you'll just have to move it in.
Mm-hmm. It needs to stay within the parameters.
Ugh. Last year, he mowed over Levi's watermelons. And Levi was not happy because he had a good sized watermelon on it. This is looking good. I haven't done anything to this bed. I just planted it in the compost that was left over. I didn't even mulch it or anything because I knew these would start taking over. Is that a little... Oh, we had a couple nasturtiums. Finally, I was just telling Brandy the other day, I'm like, I haven't seen any flowers on our nasturtiums. There they are.
I thought that guy had some. Don't you have one down there?
I might. I think I have one over by the squash. This one does.
Is that a weed?
No. Those are cosmos.
I almost.
Yeah, these are going to be big, pretty pink flowers.
It was very tempting. I was very tempted to hit him with the still yesterday.
He is dangerous. You gotta I almost feel like I need to supervise him when he's got the weed eater out.
I try to come over.
He wanted to leave these grass aisles, which is a great idea in theory, but just him. The truth is, the weed eater in those grass aisles in my rows scared me.
I wish I'd have made the rows as wide as my mower because I can box off my mower deck. So it doesn't spit anything out. It kind of keeps it and just mulches it. And I wish I'd have made my rows. I wish I'd have strung it off so I could make just quick passes with the mower and not have to weed eat because it's not a big deal. It just takes some time to weed eat and to be a little more careful. Whereas if I had a mower, I could just kind of make one, couple quick passes and be done with it. So if I had to do it again, if we do it like this next year, I'll make the rows because I like the grass aisles. If I can just be honest, I like it. It keeps the mud down. I am really glad we did this, and it makes to where you can work off both sides of it easier. Because last year was just our rows were really tight.
Yeah.
And you had
no room.
You didn't have any room to work on. Everything was touching you all the time.
You couldn't even bring a bucket through or a basket.
You couldn't do anything. So I like this better. And now that we've done it like this, I wish I'd have made it even wide. And I could go get a push mower or something and just kind of push mow the aisles. But it would be nice to have something that way you could even drive a four-wheeler down the path.
To water.
If you wanted to do that, you could go up and down the roads with a four-wheeler. So if I do it again next year, that's probably the plan. Because I do like having the grass aisles. It makes it nice. It looks nice. It keeps the mud down because we had mud everywhere last year when it would rain.
It's so bad.
It was not good. So I do like this. What we did better. I wish I'd have made them even wider. Would have been better. Personally, I don't know what you think. That's kind of what I think.
Yeah, if it's easier in the long run. I actually was not a fan of doing the grass rows. I wanted to cardboard and mulch it all, but he was like, no, I think having the grass and the clover there is going to just keep it from eroding and be less of a mess. And he was right. It was a good move.
Scientific
like
calculation. That was just
convenience. Well, because you're doing you're helping with the maintenance of it all.
Sure.
But I think even I was telling him this the other day, doing the cardboard, we tilled it, we did a layer of cardboard, and then we did a layer of compost, and then I did a layer of mulch, or hay, actually, not like tree mulch, over it. And our weed pressure this year is nothing compared to what it was last year. Like last year, we would spend all day weeding 3 rows, it felt like. We weeded a lot last year. And this year, I mean, I'll walk through and pick a weed here and there, or I'll pull the grass away from the edges, but it's nothing like it was last year.
No, it's been a lot easier maintenance this year for sure.
But I think that's just all in finding your groove, like finding what works for you, what works for your land, and what works for what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I like this better. This seems to be the better flow. I thought the cardboard was stupid. I can just be honest with you. Kind of like the bamboo post. I thought it was stupid, but I'm all about it. If that's what she wants, you know, it doesn't matter to me. So I thought it was stupid, but it actually worked out really, really well. We did spend a ton of time last year. Our garden was 3 times the size.
Yeah,
last
so we were
year.
selling for the market.
So this is literally a third of what we had last year, and we spent a ton of time weeding the garden. So this works out a lot better for sure.
I think it's manageable too. I think this is a really good size for our family.
Yeah.
And to have enough to be able to gift to people, because I want to be able to say, hey, try a Kajari melon, and they're like, never even heard of that. That's what's fun about it, is putting odd things like Kajari melons in your garden. You're gonna thank me. I always tell them,
We will see.
leave the fruits and veggies to me. What?
I'm worried about the fruits that the deer are eating. That's what I'm
Oh, I
concerned
know.
with.
The deers are eating our raspberry bushes.
That's okay.
Well, I think they were done producing anyway. I do. I think they were on the end of it. Because the blackberries are starting to pick up
Sure.
now. We've got little grapes on the grapevines.
Oh, yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah, we were over there picking or looking to see. It's funny because the blackberries over by the driveway are ripening, but these over here aren't even close.
I don't know why that big. We got 2 great big rose vines that didn't
No, they didn't bloom.
bloom this year. Them 2 big ones.
But
There's a great vine right there, and
yeah, and that one over there has tons and tons of grapes on it that are even starting to turn purple.
I don't know about that guy.
It's pretty neat. It's exciting. Waited a long time for this. And I feel like we finally are getting the hang of it.
Yeah, I mean every year is a learning experience, and we do things. We're doing things way different this year than we even did last year, and we'll continue next year to do things even different than we did it. Just like the rows, I wish I'd have made the rows wider
Right.
now that we're in it. It's totally fine. It's not a big deal to go and weed eat the aisles. But I like this setup. I like what we did this year a ton more.
Yeah. Uh-oh, here they come. They was playing in the creek. Ah, you're all wet. You're all wet. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for following along. I hope you are inspired to get out and start a garden of your own. And anything you want to add to that?
You're not going to be inspired to go cut a bunch of bamboo down, I assure you.
You never know. That might be the answer someone was looking for. They might say, oh, I have someone that has a ton of bamboo. I could totally do that.
It's a process.
It wasn't
to
that
cut
big
it.
of a deal.
clean it, then cut it in pieces, then get rid of all the stuff you cut up and burn it. So it's not just like, I'm just gonna go cut some bamboo down. It's just like, she's like, can you make me some bamboo posts? It's not that easy.
But it looks great. And it was cheap.
Sounds easy. So be prepared for a little work. It's really not that big of a deal, but it is there is a ton of cleanup. Just doing those 50 posts, there was a ton of
Leaves and stuff.
debris
that
left
come off of
over,
it.
for sure. And I beat those in. If you do that, I like to use a T-post driver instead of a hammer or a mallet. Man, that T-post driver just knocks that bamboo in.
Like 2 hits and they were in.
It's so easy. I would highly recommend that if you were going to do something like that, use a even stakes. I beat stakes in with the T-post driver. I don't fool with the hammer and all that nonsense. The T-post driver really makes fast work out of it, and it's easy.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you so much for watching, and may the Lord bless and keep you until the next video.
See ya.